Just tell people that that's what you need and that's what you're looking for at this time. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now, and I'm here for you. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm very interested in the science of love. And today, I want to talk about dating during COVID. There are so many single people feeling so isolated during this time. And I remind you that, solitary confinement is the worst punishment that we reserve for human beings. It can really impact one's mental health. So I can understand the desire to want to get on those apps and get out there and find a mate. Also, remember that relationships help us live longer, help us have better physical and mental health. People even accumulate more wealth when they stay together a long time. So there are lots of good reasons to get into a relationship. Ultimately, a relationship is an exchange of care. And during times of crises, we may need the most care. The first question I have for you is, why do you want to date? Is it really because you're ready for a long-term committed relationship? Or is it because you're just feeling lonely and would like some semblance of emotional support or physical touch? All those reasons are okay, but I want you to understand why you want to date first. And then you can be really honest, not only in your profile, but also when you get on the phone with somebody. Technology is really interesting because we can actually get emotionally satiated by just technological relationships. So if you think that maybe having a just texting relationship would help you feel better, or one that involved phone calls or Zoom dates, but one that doesn't raise your anxiety about getting together in the real world and potentially getting exposed to COVID, then that's okay too. Just tell people that that's what you need and that's what you're looking for at this time. If you do decide to get together in the real world on an actual date, I advise you to only date outside, in masks, in open spaces with lots of ventilation. Actually, that can be a lot of fun. Walks on the beach, going hiking together, sitting at open cafes 6 feet apart. Having that space and distance between the two of you can actually make the person a little more attractive because every obstacle in the way makes us want something more. Finally, protect your health and the health of those around you. That means make sure you have very clear boundaries and you're solid within yourself what your boundaries are. If somebody tells you on a phone date that they don't believe in wearing masks, eliminate them. If somebody tells you on a phone date that they've been socializing and telling you about parties they've been to, eliminate them. It's absolutely okay to say to somebody, I'd like you to get a recent COVID test before we meet. I mean, they're practically free and they're all over the place. This pandemic is different, but in some ways, the same as what happened in the 1980s with the AIDS epidemic. People were very clear about their boundaries, their behaviors, and they weren't afraid to ask a partner to get tested. At the end of the day, I believe that people with firm boundaries are actually more attractive because it shows that you respect yourself and you love yourself. And if the person doesn't want to go along with your boundaries, that means they're not for you. And that's okay too. There are plenty of fish in the sea. They're all over those dating apps. So good luck to you in this very difficult time for singles and dating. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. Thanks for watching on Local Now. You can follow me anywhere on my social media. That's at Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time.